Hello and welcome to ttrpg. I am Vyacheslav and today I show you Old School Essentials, a classic fantasy rules tome by Necrotic Gnome. It's not a separated system, it's actually the remastered version of basic rules of Dungeons & Dragons from year 1981. It has some hacks and updates. Actually in basic rules it was some missed information, like some monsters have abilities, some weapon have some stats too, but that stats and abilities was not described in the rules. So they was described separately or later in next edition. So after this book get some information from next edition to put inside to make the rules more clear and not hard to understand for new players. Also have some hack for combat. It's also helpful for new players. We'll tell about it later when we go to the book. I will show you the book. I will briefly go through the book parts. I will not go deep to the rules, but tell you basics. And then tell you how you can try this game and what you need to buy or download to do it. But before we start, I must ask you to press the like button, leave a comment or subscribe to my channel to support my content. Thank you. Let's go. My version of the book is a limited edition. You can see it has this silver artwork and laser light part. Base version is with colorful artwork. This artwork is from second print, if I don't wrong, maybe from first two. I'm not sure actually, sorry, and it's look really fine. It's really have good quality, but most important part is inside. Of course, here you can see the fine two bookmarks, nice for this big book. Also, this first and last book spreads have the helpful tables for adventuring and for combat, and it's really fine. It's like the Dungeon Master screen. I don't like screens, but like tables like this. And if you open book on any page, you can see beautiful artworks or information. And it's this template is so fine. If you need to check information about class, look at this. This one class have all information in this spread, not in the next one, not in the previous. It's a really good template. It's comfort to read. You don't need to go forward and back, and all artworks and images you can see in the pages is made it for better template, not for just random show you an image and then go to the next page and see the little part of the text, yeah, like in some modern books you can see. First part of the book have introduction, and then we have main important section, yeah, it's about characters and characters creation. All information about character creation again in one spread, it's fine, and next spread have the information about ability scores. It's strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution and charisma. If you play any D&D games you know all of them, I think. Strength is your brawn, muscle and physical power, intelligence is learning, memory and reasoning, wisdom is willpower, common sense, perception and intuition, dexterity is agility, reflexes, speed and balance, constitution is health, stamina and endurance, and charisma is force of personality. 4 of these stats is main for some classes, 2 others important for anyone. After this we have the alignment information. In this old basic rules we have only 3 alignments. It's law, house and neutrality, not good or evil. And information about character classes. This version of the book have 7 classes. It's a fighter, cleric, magic user, thief, dwarf, elf and halfling. Yes, it's not races, it's just classes with specific abilities. You find that every class page have all information about your character for creation and have a table with all the content. It's you can find here information about your hit dice, taco, it's like modifier of attack rolls, and all 5 saving throws here, separated. After the classes we have information about equipment, like all this weapon and armor that you need to buy when you create a character, and some other stuff like vehicles, mounts, animals, stuff like this. Not so important for first level characters, to be honest. And after this we have a first big section, it's magic. It has information about how you cast spells and lists of spells for cleric and magic user. Next section of the book is about your adventuring, travel in the wildness, time, movement, speed, stuff like this. And after the big artwork we have the real important part, it's a combat. Combat is simple in this edition without any bonus section, stuff like this. You can move, you can attack, or you can cast a spell. Also you can retreat, do stuff like this. How combat works? You get your tackle value, like maybe 19 in the first level, then roll d20 and hit opponent with armor class 0, you need to roll 19. In basic rules, armor class is descending, so worst armor class is 10, and best armor class is around -3 or -4. And basically you can just calculate it. You roll your dice, get your modifiers like strength to melee combat or dexterity for missile, and then also add here the armor class of your target. Or you can use the matrix. If the monster with hit dice 1 will attack some player character with armor class 4, he need to roll with his TACO 18, just 14. Or he need to roll 14, add as a armor class, and it will be 18 towards the need. But this game has a hack for ascending armor class. In the monster stats you can find this, and in this table you can see 2. It's close to TACA. You can see the just base value from original rules or ascending value like -1 or +5, like this. It will work like in modern games. You roll d20, then get your modifier of stat, get your modifier of your base attack modifier, and look at the target armor class. After the combat section, the book have information about hirelings, and it's really helpful and important, because mostly will use this updated rules of original Dungeons & Dragons to play classic adventures, I think, to try to feel yourself as a player from old era. But most of first old adventures was created not for modern ideal parties. I like the game party like from 3 to 6 players, and I think it's a really popular amount of players, like 4 or 5. But original, even Keep Over Borderland, one of the best introduced adventures for original Dungeons & Dragons, created for like 9 players. Your party with 4 player characters will not feel themselves good in this type of adventure, because encounters created for big amount of players. It's actually different hacks to fix it. You can make characters more powerful, give them extra level, some bonus, some magic item. You can change the difficulty of encounter, but basically you can just give to your player characters some hirelings to help in combat. Next section is about monsters, and here you can see a lot of monsters and a lot of artworks. I think it's the biggest part of the book. Yeah, biggest section, I mean, not biggest part. And you can see in most of the description it has the armor class with 2 different values. First for classic rules and second one for ascending armor class. Next part is helpful information for game master, how to run adventure, how to create monsters and PCs, how to use them in scenarios, and how to create scenarios. It have a lot of helpful tables with treasures, magic items, stuff like this. We also have the separated part for the swords, not only based enchanted or cursed swords, but also for swords with a special purpose or sentient swords. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the reason for this is that in basic Dungeons & Dragons rules, fighter or fighting man is a most boring class. Yeah, Thief have a lot of abilities to steal and hide in shadows, unlock the pixel locks. Wizards, clerics, magic users can cast the spells, and they learn new spells and level up and become more interesting to play. But fighter just deal bonk, fight and deal attack, attack, attack. Have more hit points, can use any armor, but just deal attack every turn. So interesting magic swords that can talk or give your player characters new abilities. It's actually the hack to make fighter more interesting, more fun class for play. And last part of the book is Author's Notes. I actually tell you about it. It just give you a lot of information about changes in the rules that Author made. I really like these rules, and actually it have different versions. This one, the classic fantasy, it's like basic rules, but also you can find the advanced rules. It have 2 tomes for player and for game master, and have more options, more optional rules, and more hacks, more spells, items, monsters, stuff like this. It have more classes, basically, like draw or assassin. Also it have a rule for use races, so you can not choose dwarf as a class, you can choose dwarf as a race and then give him class. And if you don't sure that it's a good book for you, you can download free version. It have just 60 pages, only spells for levels, characters, have not monsters, so if you will play some adventure you need to find Deutsche with monster stats, and also it have information only about 4 classes, fighter, cleric, magic user and thief. But to try to play, to check how beautiful pages and how comfort it's to find information in them, these 3 rules is really fine. I really like this book, and it's even something personal, because I have a long break in tabletop role-playing games time ago. I don't play it like 6 or even more years, and when this book was released I see some marketing news about, and I was interested in OSR, and I don't start to play, but it was my start of my road to return to tabletop role-playing games. So actually, Old School Essentials returned me to hobby. Thank you for watching this video up to the end. If you like it, please support me by leaving a comment, press like button or subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day, have nice games, bye!